Welcome back to Mimi's Organic Eats. Today we're making chocolate strawberry crumb bars. This take on the classic strawberry crumb bars uses a chocolate shortbread cookie base instead. So if you love chocolate and you love strawberry and you have some simple pantry ingredients, you can make these easy dessert bars. Let me show you guys how to make them. So first we're going to preheat the oven to 350 degrees. Now we're going to melt 113 grams of butter. Now I'm doing this in a small pot, but if you guys want to do this in the microwave, that's totally okay. Either way works. So once the butter is melted, just go ahead and remove it from the heat, and then we're going to set that aside for a minute. So now you're going to need a large mixing bowl to mix up the shortbread cookie base. So first we're going to add in 160 grams of all-purpose flour. Next, 43 grams of Dutch cocoa powder. Then 113 grams of cane sugar and 113 grams of light brown sugar. Now we're just going to whisk together to combine all the dry ingredients. Now we're just going to add our butter into the dry mixture. And then we're going to add in a little bit of vanilla extract. And now we're just going to stir this together until everything is combined. Yeah, it smells so chocolatey. I love it. Continue stirring the mixture until no dry bits of flour remain. The mixture will still look crumbly, and that's okay. So now we're going to line an 8 by 8 inch baking pan with parchment paper. If you guys don't have a square 8-inch pan, you can use a round one for this too. That's totally fine. Now you're going to need a half a cup, and we're going to reserve half a cup of the shortbread mixture for the crumble topping. So you're just going to set this aside. We're going to need it in a little bit. Now we're going to transfer the remaining mixture into the baking pan. Now we're just going to press the cookie mixture into the bottom of the pan so you get an even layer. And you guys can just do this with your hands, but if you want to do it with like the back of a measuring cup, you could do that too. But I just use my hands. I think it's easier. So now we're going to bake this at 350 degrees for 15 minutes. We want to partially bake this bottom crust because this is going to ensure that it doesn't get soggy. So that's why this step is important. So we're going to use 9 ounces of strawberry jam. And I'm using store-bought today, but if you want to use homemade, that's totally fine too. And this is going to be about 1 cup. Add that into a small mixing bowl. Then we're going to add in 1 teaspoon of cornstarch. Then you want to start to combine it completely. I'm using cornstarch in this because it's a really good thickening agent, and this is going to help keep that jam from just running out of the bars when they're cut. And it's also going to help thicken it so that the cookie stays nice and crunchy and isn't soggy. If you guys are avoiding corn and you don't want to use cornstarch, you can use tapioca starch, arrowroot, or even potato starch in its place. Now, if you guys want to use homemade strawberry jam instead of store-bought, you can do that as well. I have an awesome recipe I'll link in the description for you guys. So now we're just going to set aside this jam filling and chocolate crumb topping until the bars come out of the oven. Once the bars come out of the oven, then we're going to add the strawberry filling right on top and spread it out evenly.
Now we're just going to crumble the remaining chocolate crust right on top.
Now these are going back into the oven for about 27 to 30 minutes. So while the bars are baking, we're going to mix up the glaze. So we're going to add 142 grams of sifted powdered sugar into a medium mixing bowl. And then we're going to add in 2 tablespoons of water. And if you guys want to use milk for this glaze, you can totally do that too. So now we're just going to whisk this together until a smooth glaze forms. And one of my top tricks for making just like a simple glaze like this is to use a fork instead of a whisk. Then the glaze doesn't get stuck like in that end part of the whisk, which just like really bothers me. This is a trick that my mom used all the time growing up, and I still do it. And now depending on how thick or thin you like your glaze, you can do a little bit more powdered sugar if you want it a little bit thicker, or a little bit more water if you want it a little bit thinner. Now we're just gonna set this aside until the bars are cooled. Once the bars are cool, then it's time to remove them from the pan and just drizzle the glaze right on top. I like to cut the bars into 9 squares and then they're ready to enjoy. If you guys love this recipe, be sure to drop a like and leave a comment below. And if you want more chocolate recipes just like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button and join me next time in the kitchen.